I'm glad to be back because today I wanted to talk about siblings. Now, if you've never had one, they're the greatest friend you could ever had. But if you have had one, they're the asshole roommates who broke your toys for fun. Toys that were probably made in China, a place where having a sibling hasn't really been an option until now.
Chinese couples now have official permission to have more babies. The government today got rid of its highly unpopular one-child policy and said couples can now have 2 children.
Yeah, finally! China's catching up to the rest of the world. For years, while we were all watching 19 kids and counting, China could only tune into 1 child and we are content. Now, additional children isn't just good news for China's struggling seesaw market. It's a huge shift overall. For 35 years, to control population growth, the Chinese government permitted each family to have a maximum of 1 child. No siblings, which means an entire generation without aunts or uncles, which is insane. Without aunts or uncles, who will get too drunk and make a scene at Chinese Thanksgiving? Yeah. Oh, what, you guys thought they didn't have Chinese Thanksgiving? That's racist. It's true, but also racist. The one-child policy in China wasn't just a suggestion. It was a law. And the families who broke that law paid a hefty price.
Many families were able to have more than 1 child, provided they paid a fine. Those who couldn't afford to pay were often subjected to forced abortions and sterilizations.
Wow. That is way worse than the punishment for having 2 kids in America, which is serving 18 years in a Honda Odyssey. Keep it down back there, you two! Keep it down, or I will turn this symbolic prison around! So now, China has decided to ditch the old one-baby policy, not because of the human rights abuses, but because it was cramping their dating game.
The policy is also seen as a contributing factor in China's gender imbalance, which now has an estimated 33 million more men than women.
Ah, the good old sausage fest. It's gotten so bad, the Chinese Tinder is just one girl named Xiaoling. And you can swipe left all you want, but nothing's gonna change. Xiaoling, 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 Xiaoling. Oh, Stacy, wait, no, why can't you go back? And those 33 million men with their 66 million blue balls aren't the only problem.
They have all these elderly people, this massive elderly population.
There's a growing number of elderly people who need to be supported by an ever-shrinking working population.
That's right. They have to be supported by a shrinking population. So come on, China. Have more kids for your grandparents. That's one way to spice up your sex life. Let's do this for grandma. Think about grandma. Come on, think about it. Grandma. Okay, wait. Baseball. Okay, grandma again. Now, you may be wondering what brought about this massive turnaround in China. Was it the months of public debates, some grassroots campaigning, or was it the fact that the Chinese government just said so because that's how communism works?
The announcement came at the end of the Communist Party's 4-day gathering of its leadership, mapping out the next 5-year plan.
Ah, yes. The 5-year plans. It's how China's Communist Party dictates its economic and social programs for the next 5 years, as opposed to the US, where democratically elected officials yell at each other and do nothing. And like with all totalitarian regimes, the messaging is handed down with an iron fist.
Every 5 years in China, man, they make a new development plan. The time has come for number 13. Shisanu, that's what it means. If you want to know what China's gonna do, best pay attention to the Shisanu.
The Shisanu what?
The Shisanu.
That is the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. And I've seen a baby unicorn eating a cupcake. Or at least I think I did. That might have been the pain medicine. I'm not sure. I don't understand why that video's in English, by the way. That's 4 Chinese people in China. And they were like, sounds better if it sounds like Zooey Deschanel. So it looks like China's next 5 years are full of sunshine and rainbows.
Troubling new data on China's efforts to fight global warming. The world's largest emitter of greenhouse gases from coal has actually been burning 17% more coal than the government previously disclosed.
That's why they need 2 children, just in case they lose one of them in the smog. China's been underreporting their coal usage by 17%, which translates to more than Germany's entire annual output of carbon emissions. Their entire annual output, or as Volkswagen calls it, nice job. Now, with this amount of pollution, I think there's one thing that China forgot to include in their 5-year plan.
If you want to know what China's gonna do, you best
It's still as catchy. We'll be right back.